Where you are right now, there's a lot you can do to push yourself forward, but except you are willing to take the necessary step, it might be difficult for you. The building block of every success are three. Number one is self-learning, self-reliance, and self-control. Do not wait. The time will never just be right. Start where you stand right now. Start from there where you stand and work with whatever tools that is available to you at your command. To do what? To continue your journey, and better tools will find themselves into your life as you proceed. Do you know that if you allow life to happen to you, if you allow life to design you, you are not going to be happy about the product you become. You got to be intentional. And part of being intentional meaning that you're going to sit down and design your life. You don't need to have a professorship, you don't need to have PhD, you don't need to have master, you don't even need to have a degree before you design your life. It's simple as knowing what you want. Good day to you. I hope you're having a beautiful time over there wherever you are. My name is Kabir, A.A. Kabir, and I am talking to you live on Facebook from Nigeria. We just started this challenge some days back. This amazingly is the 15th already. Wow, I can't imagine. So we are taking this for 1,000 days, and today is the 15th already. Amazing, right? So that's why I keep telling you that where you are right now, there's a lot you can do to push yourself forward, but except you are willing to take the necessary step, it might be difficult for you. By the way, that's an introduction. Today we're going to be having an interesting topic. You see, recently I discovered something about the successful people, the rich people, that the poor doesn't know, or probably they know but they are not using it. You see, there's what we call mental flow. So many rich people, not even so many, all the rich people I ever know in this world, I discovered recently that they are always fully into their mental flow. They are always fully activated into their mental flow. So what is that mental flow that probably you listening to me today doesn't know, and you are supposed to know? Because as far as I'm concerned, if you don't know what that mental flow is, and if you are not into it, and you can't activate yourself into it, then there's every possibility that you never would attain that level of wealth, generational wealth. So what is that mental flow? Now congratulate me before I will continue. I said some days back that I also vow, in addition to this, I told you I'm going to be coming live here every day until 1,000 days. This is one of my vow. Then the second vow is I'm also going to be reading 1,000 books, 1,000 financial knowledge books, entrepreneurial books, business books, relationship books, and psychology books, especially when it has to do with growth, when it has to do with a whole lot of self-learning, because I noticed that the building block of every success are three. Number one is self-learning, self-reliance, and self-control. These are some of the basic building blocks, and I decided that, see, I'm taking this challenge on myself, and I'm going to keep doing this. So sometimes when you see me here, well, it's about people, but it's more or less like myself. I want to build myself, because it is when you're able to have something that you can give, right? So enough of the introduction. Now let's get straight to today's presentation. What is mental flow? Now before we define mental flow, let's try to talk about today's quotes, probably that will introduce us to mental flow, right? So let's try to do that. We have today's quote by Napoleon Hill, one of the best authors I've ever seen, the man who wrote Think and Grow Rich. So he said, do not wait. The time will never just be right. Let me repeat that again. Do not wait. The time may never ever just be right. I have to add that ever so that it will sound very clear to your ear. It has not finished. He said, start where you stand right now. start from there where you stand and work with whatever tools that is available to you at your command. I don't know if you get. Start where you are standing right now and work with whatever tools available to you at your command right now. To do what? To continue your journey, and better tools will find themselves into your life as you proceed. Did you think about these quotes? Do you know that each time I study, I keep telling you that I will keep coming here to come and educate you about my journey, about how I'm doing so far. By the way, I just complete reading a book written by Brian Tracy. He titled the book Eat That Frog. And just some few days back, I also completed another book written by him. I think just 2 weeks interval between this and the last one I read. And he titled that 100 Unbreakable Laws of Business Success. And also, I think prior to that, I also reread This Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill earlier this year. So, you see, the reason why I'm telling you some of these things is it was really tough for me to start reading. Like, after my graduation from school, I found it difficult to read financial books. Even though it is clear to me that this is what I need to understand money. I need to understand what is it that the rich are doing that I don't know. I need to get that clear. You know, I was curious and I bumped into a video, I think on YouTube, and the man said, if you want to be successful, then go and read 1,000 books. And out of these 1,000 books, try as much as possible to bring up one idea, one good idea that you want to implement. What? Out of all these 1,000 books, just one single idea. So, assuming you are starting up your life and you don't know what to do, I took that advice at once and I get to work. Do you know that at times I will just read one page and I'm frustrated, I just drop it. You know, it can take me maybe 2-3 months, I'm still reading one book. But guess what? I just pick up that Eat the Frog within 2 weeks and I'm done. Like, I'm done. I almost read some parts repeatedly so as to comprehend more of the messages. How amazing is that? I said, I also vow just some few days back, 15 days back, that I'm going to be presenting myself here 1,000 days. You will not want to know how much of a confidence I've built so far. Well, let me not stop. Let me stop talking about myself, me. But there's a reason why I'm talking about these things to you, so that you know where you are. Thank you for joining us, Idris Abdullah. You're always joining our live sessions, and I really love that. Thank you. Congratulations, my guy. Thank you so much for congratulating me. Yeah, it's really worth congratulating, because this is day 15. On top of that, I've completed a book. I'm starting another book, right? I'm just starting this. Just look at some days. My network, somebody is calling me. So this is the 48 Laws of Power. This is this person, written by Robert Greene. Yeah, this is my next book. Actually, somebody is calling me and is distracting my session. I just hope he's gonna stop doing that. So now, where are we? So I actually congratulate myself, because there's a whole lot of, in fact, one of the things that inspired this particular session today was this book that I just completed, Eat That Frog. And I like to start before. Sorry, I'm having a distraction. Somebody is calling me and it's making it difficult for. Anyway, let me continue. Okay, sorry for the break. I had to attend to the call quickly. I hope he's not going to call me back anyway. By the way, he's a customer. I was supposed to end this, but then I can finish this and also attend to him. So thank you for staying tuned. Now, where are we? It is very important for you to have that idea of mental flow. I got it from Job Well Done, Abdulmutalib. Thank you for joining this window. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you here, and thank you so much for the comments. Maybe you've been following us and maybe you didn't comment, but thank you. I really appreciate those that comment, especially when I'm live. It encouraged me to do more. So like I said earlier, I don't want this session to exceed 30 minutes, but I'm going to rush. I'm going to rush right now. So I actually note some things down here so that our discussion will be organized. So where was I? I said mental flow, right? You really need to know that. In case you don't know what mental flow really means, you really need to know that. And it doesn't just stop by listening to me, but you might want to put it into practice. That's one thing that is very peculiar with me at this moment of my life. I try so much to learn things and then put them into practice. I don't know if you get. So as well, I will encourage that whatever you are learning from me is not enough to learn them. After every of my session, maybe you jot down one single idea you've gotten from me that you can implement almost immediately. That will help you. So let's continue. Now, the entire book, like I said, that book, Eat That Frog, inspired me to do this video. I think some days back I also touched one or two things about the book. Now, let's start by talking about what is frog. What's the meaning of eat that frog? Somebody listening to this now, do you eat frogs? So you see, that's the first impression. So that is to tell you that whatever that is a frog is not what you may want to eat. So whatever that will take you to success might not necessarily be what you want to do. It's usually tough. It's usually difficult. And do you know, guess what? The ugliest and the biggest frog you can eat, that's how successful you can become. Now, but it's hard, right? So, but that is the message. You see, now let me expatiate a little bit. What is the frog talking about? That frog is your success. That thing that you consider a success that you've been looking for, that you want. Really, if you know what you want, that's the frog. I always keep repeating, you must know what you want. I want to speak at a very low pitch today so that the conversation, maybe I'm too fast, right? I'm still trying to organize myself. So you really need to know what that frog is in your life. That frog could translate into several things, but they are almost meaning the same thing. Number one is that particular thing that might be so difficult for you to do, but you know you need to do it. And that's what you actually need to go to where you want to be. That thing that you might hate, that particular thing that you are afraid of doing, that particular thing that you are not skillful enough to do, that particular job that is challenging you. I don't know if you get. Another way to define it is, if you found out that doing just one thing or two things will bring the biggest impact in your life, that's right there is the frog. Because those things are usually not come by easily. That's the frog. Now, enough of the description of frog. But we have to start there, because you need to understand what is your frog. You see, this video I'm doing right now is just one of my frog. I remember some days back, if I want to make a video, it's not live, just me and my phone, you need to come and see the lack of confidence, the nervousness. I don't know, I just can't do it. Even if I do it, it doesn't make sense. I'm going to delete it. So I decided, okay, one of the best things to do, and sometimes I even do video, I try, maybe after 2, 3, 4, 5 times, it makes sense. But for me to edit it, it's another problem. So I decided, and at times I feel again that I need to be well organized, I need to be well arranged, I need to dress well, I need to stay in a beautiful environment. Even, do you know that my brain goes as far as telling me that even where you are seeing me right now is not very organized? For a lot of us, that's what your brain is telling you right now. That is the frog of your life. Eat it. Find a way. Somebody asked, say, how do you eat the elephant? It starts with just a bite. Just a single bite. I don't know if you get. These are some of the things that I told you the rich know that you don't know. Probably you know, but you are not following. You need to find your frog and eat it. And do you know, guess what? The ugliest frog and the biggest frog you can eat brings the biggest success into your life. Now, that book, Eat That Frog, has described, by Brian Tracy, has described a lot of the ways you can use to eat your frog. I might not be able to, to touch everything, but what got my attention as I got to the end of the book was that mental flow, which is actually what I want to title this video today. You see, there's a way that you will get started, just like we read that quote that do not wait. Remember that quote, do not wait. The time will always never be right. It will never just be right. If you are waiting for the right time, forget about it. It's never, I can beat my chest to tell you that the time of starting something in your life will never come if you don't start it. So the best time to start is always now. Just as you are listening to me today, after this video, just get started. Do you understand? Now, there's what we call the principle of momentum. For you to get started, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of effort. You are not used to it. Your system don't like the new thing you want to start. But you have to start after all. And like I said, how do you eat elephant? Just start by a single bite. How do you take a journey of 1,000 miles? Just start by taking a single step. Now, for many of us, we are looking at the elephant. Oh, this is too big. And then we give up. We are not eating it. We don't even want to take the first bite. We give up already. We've given up already. That's what is happening to you probably. You have a lot of list of things, even maybe on your mind, instead of thinking on paper. See, do you know what the rich are doing? I showed you a document yesterday. That document contained what I want to be doing for the next 10 years of my life. Do you have such a document? So it means you are just walking through life. However the circumstances come, you just take it. Do you know that if you allow life to happen to you, if you allow life to design you, you are not going to be happy about the product you become. You got to be intentional, man. You got to be intentional. And part of being intentional meaning that you're going to sit down and design your life. You don't need to have a professorship. You don't need to have PhD. You don't need to have master. You don't even need to have a degree before you design your life. It's simple as knowing what you want. That shit, that frog. I don't know if you get. So, what am I saying in essence? That mental flow is, I started by saying momentum, right? The principle of momentum. If your car wants to start, if you want to get your car started, it takes a lot of energy for the car to start in the first place. But once it gets started, for it to continue going, it's easy. I don't know how I should put this. Okay, maybe let me even say you are not starting the car, like you are not kicking it, but let people come and push. So it takes a whole lot of energy and plenty of people to push in the first go for the car to get moving. But once it gets moving, even one single person can maintain the energy and the car will still be going. Have you noticed that? The same thing applicable to life. Before you get started on your journey to whatever you want to do, the starting is usually as tough as anything. It's hard. When I decided that I don't want to work for people anymore, I want to be my own boss. I want to take my own